Welcome guys to a brand new video, a more discussion video I would say, where I want to give you the information and the knowledge on how and why Norway has that many electric vehicles. I'm sure you've seen my last video where I actually counted how many cars I encountered in 9 minutes in Oslo, which was really huge number, 108 cars. It's not that huge compared to like many other cities, but the thing is you need to consider the amount of cars which are on the road and how many the amount of population in the country, in the city as well. So I think further ado, I think I would like to introduce few rules and regulations by the government of Norway was the biggest catalyst, was the biggest factors which actually contributed to the growth in the Norwegian market of electric vehicle. And I think I will start with talking about the tax system, because I'm sure you guys know that the taxes are really really big in Norway. That's how the welfare state system works, where we pay high taxes but we get great benefits from that. And that's exactly how Norwegian government did with electric vehicles as well. So they had a long-term plan of getting more electric vehicles on the roads. So they thought that what they can do is charge extra money from people who are buying fossil fuel car, and remove all the kind of fees or taxes or any kind of costs related to electric vehicle purchases, and then create a balance. So in 1990 they brought the first benefit regarding purchase of electric vehicle, that they removed all import taxes on electric vehicle, which is still ongoing. And in 2001 actually they removed the VAT, which is like a normal tax on every purchase. Any purchase you do, you have to pay the VAT. In Norway it's 25%. So the electric vehicle was exempt from that tax as well. Electric vehicle don't pay any road tax, which is normal to all vehicles on the road from 1996, and it still is ongoing. And they didn't pay toll or ferry fee from 1997, but that was changed in 2017, when now they still have to pay for ferries and toll. But I'll come back to that because there's some exemptions there as well, but I'll mention that later. And so they was trying to say that so technically when we're talking of ferries or toll plazas, they said that the electric vehicle will never pay more than 50% of what the fossil fuel car is paying. So technically still a win situation for people who owns electric vehicle, because you are still paying half, actually less than half of what the other car owners are paying. And the government is also getting some revenue, generating some income, even though they are not charging the same amount of money from electric car owners. And I think in some period there from 1999 to 2017 as well, there were you can park in communal parking areas free if you had an electric car. So they gave us a clock on our windshield, so we had to turn it to show when you started parking, so you could park 2 hours free in the city center, which was huge. And I think that was one of the biggest reason that I could go to work with my car every day without even thinking about finding a parking. And I think in 2005 they said that you could drive in the bus lane, which is a huge benefit, because in the rush hour normally the bus lane is free, but that's not the case anymore, because there's so many electric cars in Norway that they actually is crowding the bus lane as well, which is interesting. That's why they came up with a new rule that you have to have at least 1 to more passenger with you when you're driving, so that creates some kind of balance. But still, I think if you drive in Norway, you find a lot of electric cars in the bus lanes. And I think one more new rule is that the company tax is also reduced, so it's 50% less tax if you buy electric vehicle as your company car, which it was big, especially when it comes to in Norway, because you get most of big companies does give you a company car or give you allowance to find a company car, and if you get that, you get 50%, or you pay only 50% of the tax, which is big, especially when you look at the quantity of cars they're purchasing. And I think one last thing I will mention again is because I think in most countries people don't pay for the car in cash. So it's normally done on leasing or also on borrowing money, so in loan, so car loan or different kind of mortgages. But in Norway you get 25% off on the VAT when you're leasing as well. So that's why the company was really promoting people to buy electric cars at that moment as well. And like you see on the side here, I'll put all the rules which I think were the biggest factors. I'm sure there are many. I think the general perception of the Norwegian people are more environmental, even though we are one of the biggest, exporter of crude oil or gas as well. But still people think that we are really, cautious about the environment, and we try to save the climate as much as we can. So I think it does have a contribution when it comes to mindset of people who are purchasing. But end of the day, I think the biggest reason for anybody to buy it is the financial impact of it, because people will be will benefit it from financially, and which I think is the biggest reason. And I think I will talk a little about the future plan. I think for any country who want to change the normal perception of having a car and having an electric car versus fossil car, it's important to have a long-term goal. That's exactly what Norway has. Norway is trying to reduce its fossil car on the roads in Norway, period. So they're trying to remove the fossil car because they think, and also the research shows that the fossil car is one of the biggest contributor to climate change. That's why they said they remove. Just a few months ago they said that they might limit the access for fossil cars in bigger cities like Oslo, Bergen, Trondheim, which has the biggest population density, and then only electric vehicle will be able to enter the city, which is a huge step. I think it's a bit extreme in my opinion. Even though I have an electric car, we only have electric car in our house. We don't have any fossil fuel car, but still I think it's a bit extreme. That will change a lot. I think that will bring a really high peak in the purchase of electric vehicle, I'm sure, but that hasn't gone through yet, so I think that will take some time. I think the other thing they're also doing is they want heavy vehicle like lorries and also get them to buy electric, which is not available at this moment. I think Tesla is going to come up with a new electric lorry soon, like a big truck, but that's not in the market yet. I think the market does need to provide that kind of technology so we can pursue that change. But no, at this moment that's not possible. I think also now they're following the general trend of the European countries. I'm sure if you've been to Berlin, if you've been to Munich or other biggest city in Germany, France, you can see the change in priority. So now they're prioritizing the electric vehicles. So you get electric vehicle parkings in the city center. You get less toll. You get some areas. Last time I was in Berlin, there was areas where only certain car can enter, which is exactly what Norway is doing as well. So they are technically just copying the same kind of structure as other European countries. But one thing which is different, that Norwegian people does have pretty good, financially are pretty strong, which means that they can invest and they can actually buy those cars, which does lead to the increase of cost, of course, because they have the purchasing power to buy a new car versus our older, cheaper car. I think now we come to the one of the most biggest reason, the reason I bought my car and the reason for many people buying their car. I think that would be the vast network of charges. In Norway, we have one of the biggest and most dense charging network, including Tesla. Like I think in like 5 years ago, I could drive anywhere in Norway, also mostly in Europe as well, just using the Tesla superchargers, which is huge. Especially you don't have the kind of anxiety related to the charging that your car will run out of battery, because that's the biggest question many people ask, right? That, oh, what will happen if the car runs out of battery? I can't just pull into a gas station or fuel station and just fill up my car. That's not possible with electric car, right? Because it takes longer. You may have to spend many hours, but the superchargers are pretty quick. So personally, I've driven so many times to Denmark, Germany in my electric car, and haven't even had a problem with charging, because you have to, either way, you have to take like a break after 2-3 hours. You just go to the bathroom, have like a small snack, you come out, your car is fully charged. And also because my car is 2006 model, that's why I have free charging as well, which I'll mention in the next video in more detail. I think that's the biggest reason, both for Tesla owners, but also other electric car owners as well. The charging is highly available anywhere you go, and that's come back to the government's investment in electric vehicle, which comes from both governmental side and also the government persuading private companies to also invest in that, giving them incentives, giving them benefits, which will give them it's a long-term plan. Of course, Norway has faced a decline in tax income because of that, because now almost 50% of new purchase vehicles in Norway are electric vehicle, which means that normally they will have a much higher income from the import tax or the VAT taxes. But now, because there are no taxes there, so now the income is down, of course. But that's the balance you have to take. You have to take decision on if you want a much cleaner climate, if you want a much more environmental friendly environment, then you have to lose some kind of income from benefiting from fuel taxes. I think that is the biggest reason for Norway to actually purchase that many electric vehicle. Of course, there are many other. I might have missed a few, many, I don't know. But that's the research I did, and also as a electric car owner, I think I would say that is highly possible that people are taking decision of buying electric vehicle based on just the looks, because I think that's a viable argument when it comes to Teslas. I think they look amazing, but I think now the time has come that I think in a couple of years you will only see electric vehicles in Norway, and I can't wait. I can't wait to buy a second car. Actually, I really want to buy the new Porsche Taycan. It looks amazing, but still I think Tesla has the biggest charging network, and that's why I think I need to wait on that. And if I missed anything, by the way, please leave a comment down below and tell me, and also tell me exactly how you feel Norway handled this. If Norway should have done differently, if people should, maybe take other decisions, maybe, because people does have the still option to buy a fossil car, if that's a better option. Or do you think that it's all BS, that the climate change isn't that a big of a deal and the car doesn't impact that much? You can have any kind of feeling you want. So please leave a comment below and tell me. I would love to answer your comments. Please like, subscribe and comment. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.